another terrific Tuesday here on Wolo and Friends. Landon Schmidt here, filling in for Wolo for the remainder of the week, and some sad news in the world of the World Cup. Team USA, unfortunately, comes up short against Belgium. From the first game that we saw yesterday, we saw a really tight matchup between Spain and Portugal, which will go down as Ronaldo's last game in the World Cup. He did not have the greatest of showings in the World Cup. I believe when you're looking at all of the top performers in the World Cup so far this year, Messi, Mbappe, Haaland, they all have 7 goals scored so far. And Ronaldo wears number 7. So I guess that's his only claim to being in the conversation of the number 7 when it comes to the World Cup, because Ronaldo did not have himself the greatest of performances, and it showed as Portugal is now heading home. They are no longer going to be playing as a very late goal in the game. I believe it was in added time for Spain and Portugal, where, what was his name? Where Mikel Merino buried a late goal in added time to send Spain forward to play against the other game's big victor, and that was, of course, Belgium. Belgium in that game got off to a very hot start and then seemingly never slowed down. By no means was it anything close to America's best game, best performance by any means necessary, but at the end of the day, Belgium played the more complete game. They were the better team overall, but USA, however, still had the best World Cup performance showing in their history. They compiled their most wins in World Cup, which was 3, and their most goals scored in the World Cup tournament, with 11 total goals scored by Team USA. So a lot of props given to Team USA. I don't think a lot of people had very high expectations for this team going into the year, but for them to be able to win their group, for them to be able to go out there and defeat Bosnia with the way in which they did, I think shattered all expectations. But then they just come to a crossroads with Belgium, and I think if they were to beat Belgium and then go on to play Spain, the competition was just going to get tougher and tougher. And I think USA's road was going to end at some point. The field is just way too competitive. The teams are way too good out there. And I think Team USA has a long way to go, a long way to build. But this was a giant leap in the right direction for Team USA to continue to build off of that. I believe the Argentinian coach that they brought in was the right move. I think having him, a guy who truly knows the art and the sport of soccer, to come in there and really teach these guys and give them direction was really good. But I think this is just a young team that has a lot of growing up to do, a lot of areas in which to mature and to get better at. And that's the thing about sports, is there's always room to improve. There's always room to get better, and you can never be complacent, and you can never be satisfied with with whatever it is you were able to do on the outside. But this is something that we kind of talked about in passing. Darian, myself, and J-Ham we're talking about this a little bit beforehand, and I know I have, through Darian, mentioned this before with my big old rust given to this guy. His name is Teo Ritchie. Now, if you don't know anything about Teo Ritchie is notorious this year for cursing World Cup teams. He goes out there holding the flag of these teams, saying, "Thank you for claiming my World Cup song," which is horrible, by the way. He says, "Thank you for claiming it." Then he performs the worst dance I think I've ever seen in the history of humankind. For a guy who's supposed to be a physical trainer, I've never seen a more unathletic jump come from a man before. But this is apparently what he does. And so if we're really looking to place blame or point fingers somewhere, this man has cursed Team USA. And not to mention, this is just a little petty picking, but if you look at the defeats in which the USA suffered in this World Cup, both times we wore our blue jerseys. And the blue jerseys, I think, just need to be put up. They need to be locked away. We don't need to bring them out. We need to just have the flag. the red striped jerseys, because we seem to go into a different mode when we're wearing those. But this Teo Ritchie fella, I mean, it's like every time I see a video, every time I see something pop up, it seems he goes out there and he says, whatever country, you've claimed my World Cup song, thank you. And then he does his dumb little dance or whatever, and then next thing you know, that team ends up losing. I come to find out that you guys played that song while in my absence, and that Wolo said it was not that bad.
Yeah, Mike DeCourcy. We actually brought the song in to introduce Mike DeCourcy. So we introduced Mike DeCourcy, played the song, and Wolo asked Mike DeCourcy, hey, what do you think about this song? Because you sent in your Russ, as you just previously stated, and this was on it. And both DeCourcy and Wolo said, not the worst song in the world, sir.
So here's the only part that is good about that song are the parts where he's not singing and the trumpets take over. Too many woes, just too much him, really. It's too much him. But it's a horrible song.
But your theory is right. He has since then apologized to Ronaldo yesterday, Neymar a couple days before
he's
that.
He's actually changed his format to say you will not win this World Cup because of these people that he says he's claiming. So at least he's somewhat self-aware that he's doing this to these teams. But as soon as I saw that he was like Team USA again, everybody said, go place your bets on Belgium. Go take them, because he just cursed Team USA for the second time. First time he did it, we lost to Turkey A. Second time we did it, we end up losing to Belgium in the knockout round. I believe you have it. You have it queued. I don't know if I want to listen to this, but see, the trumpets are not that bad. I can't believe we're listening to this right now.
Let's go.
This part, not bad. This is like classic Shakira Waka Waka. Hey. Then he starts singing and it's horrible.
From the streets to the stadium.
We don't have to keep doing this. This is really bad.
Well, all right, while we dislodge Mr. Ricci, I think you are being entirely too hard on 41-year-old GOAT of the game, and I think you are not being hard enough on Team USA. I'll take solace with your first one. Ronaldo. Ronaldo's 41 years old, man. There were a couple of instances towards the end in extra time where had they placed the ball right, I guess, in his vicinity, he had a couple of header opportunities where he could have saved the day. But even the announcers, with his 3 goals, that's the number of goals that Ronaldo had. Yeah, he's not Ronaldo of 20 years ago, man. He did his part. That Portugal team lost collectively.
They did.
And it wasn't all his fault. He wasn't even third on the rung as far as pointing the blame or whatnot. But this Team USA, dude, I'm with you with the jerseys, first of all. Like I couldn't tell initially
those blue jerseys
who was who.
Are not right. Yeah.
I couldn't tell initially. I think I was rooting for Belgium first 6 minutes of the.
Belgium by far had the way better jerseys.
Dude, I couldn't tell.
But I fully expected to see the red stripes. I fully expected to see the red stripes out there and them rolling up in the blue. I think it threw off a lot of people.
But secondly, Team USA, I think we did it to ourselves, though. You're not going to get this opportunity very often. You're on U.S. soil. I think we were right to place all of that pressure on them. They just weren't ready. I mean, it's clear. And the team ahead, Spain has yet to give up a goal. So you're right, dude. Had we won this, I think our swan song may have come Friday, right?
I think the road was going to end. It was just a matter of time. But I got to give flowers where flowers are due. I don't think anybody really expected Team USA to make it as far as they did. I mean, you even flash back to when Team USA destroyed Paraguay in the opening games, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's just Paraguay. Just wait till you play Australia." And then they go out there and they defeat Australia. And then
Paraguay made it to the knockouts.
And then Paraguay gave France everything that they could handle. France is a favorite to go very, very far in this World Cup tournament. So I mean, you truly never really know. But just huge props to this Team USA team. I think they shattered all expectations, and I think it's a World Cup tournament to kind of hang your hat on and kind of look forward into the future and say, hey, we're setting expectations, and what's coming down the pike is probably going to be a lot better.
Man. You know I love you. I hate listening to you say that. I think they met expectations. You think they shattered it?
Well, let me ask
Shattering would have been winning yesterday. I think this is where
shattering expectations, I think, is winning the World Cup.
The smart people in this is where they said they would plateau. Everyone had them right at the quarters. So I think shattering would have been semis,
did everyone expect them to beat Bosnia? Or were they shocked that
the Bosnia was the one that was kind of like, we better get this. This was the one. It was like Belgium has some older veteran guys on the team that are kind of like a Ronaldo. These guys I'll say this. I think that was 2014. This is the team that knocked us out in the World Cup because we didn't make it in 2018. So this was almost like a revenge match, but 14 years later. You know, 12 years later.
I'm just thinking overall from the stat line that you saw from Team USA.
I just want to be upset at them.
Well, you can be upset, but I'm going to be optimistic because that's what I like to be. I like to look at life with the glass half full. Actually,
like you said at the end of the show, it's going to be a good day, right?
It's always going to be a good day. I'll tell you that much. But no. I like looking at the glass and not thinking it's half empty or half full. I think it just needs to be refilled because I'm thirsty. That's what I always say. But no, I mean, most wins in World Cup history for Team USA, most goals scored. I think this was the highest offensive production. The team looked fast. The team looked quick. I think the competition out there is just way better, and Team USA just has a lot more to figure out if they truly want to be contenders and truly want to be a team that can be seen as, hey, they actually have a potential to win this whole thing. This whole thing going forward. But that puts a wrap on them for the season. But still a lot of good games, still a lot of interesting matchups coming down the pike. Actually, right now, what we have we have tennis on the TV, but we have right now Argentina and Egypt playing right now to advance to play the winner of Switzerland and Colombia, who go at it at 3:00 this afternoon. The bracket update as it sits right now is on Thursday, July 9th. You'll have France versus Morocco to advance on. Spain is now going to be playing Belgium, and then we'll have Norway versus England, and then that's gonna be really good. Norway versus England, because I think, which actually I was pretty surprised that a lot of people said that Norway defeating Brazil was an upset. I understand that Brazil historically has been more dominant, but the way that Earl Haaland has been playing this year, that doesn't surprise me.
World Cup ranking. I think that's what they were going by.
I think so as well. But Norway is definitely a team to watch out for.
Because Vinny Jr., he didn't show up. And then Neymar. I mean, this is actually, if you're not a World Cup savant, you're actually watching a lot of GOATs leave the sport from a World Cup standpoint.
Ronaldo is done. Neymar scores a goal in his last
probably
game.
Messi's last one.
Probably. I think it just depends on how Argentina does the rest of the way. And they
4 more years, dude. Let me see how old he is.
He's 39.
4 more years, he'll be 43.
Yeah.
Put that in context, Ronaldo's 41 right now and looks like a shell of himself. So, you know.
I don't know.
Wouldn't be the worst. I mean, because he got the monkey off his back. He's won one, so wouldn't be the worst thing for Messi to sit down.
If anything has been proven this year of the World Cup, it shows that Messi undoubtedly is the GOAT of soccer. And
I think that Ronaldo Messi deal it goes 1-2 now. So right,
it does. I think that's defined.
Hey, can I bring something across your board? Not sure if you got it.
Of course.
Do you know a former Memphis Grizzly retired today?
Former Memphis Grizzly retired.
Yeah, I'm about to show my age and show yours too. Back in the day, there was actually a battle on the court between Mike Conley Jr. and Kyle Lowry. Once
Wow,
upon a
yeah,
time.
I did just see that.
Yeah, once upon a time, man, it was who are we going to keep? Who are we going to keep? And we chose to keep now 20-year vet Mike Conley, as well as Kyle Lowry. He's a 20-year vet, but we chose Mike Conley. That was, the beginning of grit and grind. We made a pretty good decision. Kyle Lowry, to his credit, has gone on to win an NBA championship. Made a lot of money in his career, so it wasn't a bad decision either way. It just kind of played out how it was supposed to. But kudos to Mr. Lowry.
Yeah,
he's getting his jersey retired up there. I mean, not retired,
Lowry,
but he is retiring in Toronto.
Yep, he is. He said he's proud to be retiring as a Raptor, so good for him.
Grizzlies drafted him, baby.
Yeah, well, he's. I guess. Well, clearly he's more proud to be a Raptor.
Absolutely, absolutely, he should be.
Yeah, he absolutely should.
Kyle was good while he was here. Do you remember the early Kyle Lowry days?
You want me to be brutally honest
with
you right now?
8 years old?
You want me to be brutally honest
Brutal,
with you right
baby.
now? I did not care about basketball for a large majority of my life. And
that's fine.
I believe it was my senior year of high school, taking you back to 2019, baby. My senior year of high school, my buddy Jack invited me to come to a Grizzlies game, and I was like, dude, I haven't kept up with the Grizzlies at all. Let me see who's even on our team right now. Fun factoid for you. That's when I fell in love with Jonas Valanciunas. I looked at the roster and I said, wow, Valanciunas, what a last name. I'm going to watch this guy.
Still to this day, you were ready to break my back yesterday because of Valanciunas. You're still defending the guy to this day.
I will defend him to the end
get him off of that roster. He's a starter, baby.
Oh my gosh. Let him go overseas. He wants to be happy playing basketball. And before the start of last season, he had a great contract and a great opportunity to go and play for Greece. But then the Denver Nuggets were like, no. You have to honor your contract. So he said, you know what? I'm a professional. Of course he is. Look at his beard. It's phenomenal out there. He says, I'm going to honor I'm going to honor the trade. I'm going to honor what the Denver Nuggets have said. And I'm going to go over there and I'm going to play and I'm going to be the backup to Jokic, which a lot of people said is the necessary position that the Nuggets need so badly. Then they barely utilize him near the stretch in the end of the season. So what are you doing? If you're a Nuggets fan,
I'm sorry, listeners. This is my fault.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is your fault. But what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? You get brought in to be a backup for Jokic, and then all of a sudden Jokic wants to play 95% of all the games.
All of a sudden you're the backup to Jokic. Yeah.
As the backup to Jokic, the whole problem with that whole ordeal was saying that Jokic was overplayed. He was on the court and he did not have help. Every time that Jokic left the court, the other team would then make a comeback. They would be up by 10 points, the gap would close, then Jokic would go back on the court, then that lead would extend, but it would go back and forth. When you had Jonas out there as your backup, that margin would stay close. That would stay in tight contention. So I don't know what happened at the end of the season where the Nuggets all of a sudden just decided to say, you know what, we're going to have Jonas in a total of however many games they played, 6, play a total of 8 minutes and not do anything. So he got
to work on his clapping and cheering from the bench, baby.
I guess so, because if I was sitting there, if I was Jonas, I would be like, why am I here? Why did I come here? I could be tearing things up over in Eurobasket, which he is doing right now. I've been following a little bit of FIBA, and Lithuania is doing incredible right now with Domantas Sabonis and Jonas Valanciunas on the same team. I don't know why I'm following Lithuanian basketball so much, but there you go. There's your little update for Eurobasket. But I'm saying if this is going to be the same pattern, free the man. Let him go.
Stop it.
Free the man. Free Jonas. Let him do something else.
Let me blend World Cup and NBA with you right quick. I know we lost 4-1 yesterday. Give me an NBA player that could have helped us on that field yesterday.
Oh, I saw
on the pitch. I'm sorry. Give me an NBA player that could have helped us on the pitch. Beat Belgium yesterday.
I saw this post the other day too of what basketball player would be.
What basketball player?
Would be a great soccer addition. Well, definitely you're looking for someone who's athletic. You're looking for somebody who has great handles, not with their hands, but could dribble the ball really well, has a lot of power.
Now, mind you, I said yesterday, so I'll go ahead and give you mine while you're thinking. Okay. Yesterday, for one, I think we were outmanned. Like the Kahunas were just a little bit bigger on the Belgium side of things. So I don't think even with this NBA player I'm about to give you, if we would have won, but I think we would have lost maybe 1-0. I'm putting Wemby as my goalie so I can not give up 4 goals. Like,
you think he'd be a good goalie?
He's long. I mean, that's all I'm going. I'm long and athletic.
He is long, but you gotta be able to move.
He can move. I mean, he's an NBA player. He can move.
He is an NBA.
But that's all I'm doing. I'm just putting him in goal. Like, I don't know who can help me score.
When you're that long, quick acceleration is not usually what I pair with that.
But you ain't getting much past him.
Well, to be a goalie, you got to have quick reflexes, quick response time. You got to be able to turn on a dime.
Or like a wily vet, just make sure you're in the right position too. I think you can play goalie as long as you're in the right position. As you get older, I think that's how you play it. You can't be, spry all the time.
Look, I would say the man of the World Cup this year that you got to give all the flowers to is Vizina, the goalie for Cape Verde, who put put Spain at 0-0. The dude's 41 years old, made his World Cup debut, was doing good, but he's also real spry and light on his feet. So I don't know. That definitely could be good.
It sounds like you're putting someone on the field, not goalie. You're looking for someone to score the ball.
Well, because, look, I have a little bit of personal experience. Just nobody can walk out there and play goalie. It is one of the most underappreciated and hardest positions in sports to play. Until you have been thrown into a place where you play goalie like I have before, you do not have the respect necessary to play goalie. I'm telling you right now. You can look there, you can look at that and see, how do these guys let all these balls go by? Play goalie. Try to play goalie. It is so stinking difficult. All the respect in the world for all the goalies out there. Doesn't matter what level you're at, even if you're a preschooler going out there trying to do something right. Respect to goalies all the way through. Such a tough position. If I'm doing somebody out there, I'm trying to think of like somebody who's like in the like a prime just athlete right now. Like, honestly, if we're looking at like the new wave of people who are out there based on like pure talent and athleticism alone, I'm maybe putting Darren Peterson out there. That's definitely not the direction even I thought I was going to go with that.
He may pout on you though. He may give up.
Oh, he
pitch.
Might, but he's gonna sprint, go to the ball, realize that he can't get to the ball, then pout, take himself out. So then you put in AJ DeBonza, who's a little bit taller, still pretty athletic. I don't know. So maybe some of these new guys. I would put a young guy out there. I think that would be athletic enough to be able to hold their own, be able to dribble, maybe create some space and just kick the ball down the field. I think that would be my answer to one of those two guys.
If I'm going on the pitch, maybe a VJ Edgecombe. Someone quick.
I thought about VJ Edgecombe.
Someone
too.
very quick,
and
energetic. I mean, he moves like an Mbappe, you know.
I was also thinking of somebody like an Ace Bailey, somebody who's not exactly doing much in the NBA right now, but could go out there and just show off his athleticism. I don't know. Maybe this should be a thing that Dude Perfect does. You put together a team of NBA soccer players and just have them face like an amateur team or something like that. See how they do, just to get a gauge.
Let you be the goalie.
No. If I can help it, I am never strapping on goalie gloves again. I'm never putting on a long sleeve t-shirt. I would rather be out in the field and playing because that's a lot easier than playing goalie based on my experience. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not. I know I'm not. In other news, we were talking a little bit about the Denver Nuggets, and news came out about Jokic and Denver, about how he plans to want to stay in Denver and resign with the team. And if he were to do so in the 2027 offseason, Jokic would be able to sign a 5-year, $359 million contract. And yes, that would be the largest in NBA history. Now, here's the only issue. Historically, when a player says that they'd like to spend the remainder of their career at a place, it's almost inevitable that they go somewhere else. You look at what Luka was saying, you look at what Giannis Antetokounmpo was saying, and now I don't think it might apply here for Jokic, but let's just say I would not be surprised if this guy finds a new landing spot here sometime soon or gets traded or something like that, because how on earth are you going to work around a contract of that magnitude and that size? But I guess we'll cross that bridge when
it was real easy. It's you send Jaylen Brown there. Oops, he's already traded.
Oh, well, I guess
poor Boston.
I guess we just can't do anything now, except free Jonas Valanciunas. So, in other news, just real quickly before we talk with Ron Higgins more about some college football and the offseason of college sports, Big 12 Media Days does officially kick off today. Some notable names that are coming out of of this place. So today, the teams that are in attendance, actually, I just had this pulled up. Half the teams are going to be here today, half the teams tomorrow. Let's see. Today, we have Tuesday, July 7th. We have Arizona State, Baylor, BYU, UCF, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, Houston, and Colorado. Some notable attendees there. Quarterback DJ Lagway, formerly at the University of Florida, who proclaimed that he was not happy, felt like he was in a box, needed to get away, and I guess Baylor was the destination for him to do so. The quarterback for UCF, who I'm really excited about. Do you know who Alonzo Barnett III is?
No, the only Alonzo I know is Morning. Give it to me.
Alonzo Barnett III is the transfer out of James Madison University. Last year, I remember this vividly. We were doing our precious metals in the midst of the football season. What I liked to do was I like to go and I like to see who led in rushing, passing yards, any of that kind of stuff for the games over the weekend. So I'm looking through and I see this one guy led all of college football in rushing yards in a game for James Madison. He had like over 300 yards rushing or something. I'm like, dadgum, this Alonzo Barnett dude is an incredible running back. Then I look over, and the dude had like 230 passing yards with a total of like 5 TDs in one game. And I said, that guy is incredible. A lot of upside. A phenomenal dual threat QB. He's one of the reasons why James Madison was always in the conversation for going so far, and was one of the reasons why James Madison is a winning program, and I believe they're going to continue that ways. But USF has themselves a great quarterback at the helm with Alonzo Barnett. So should be pretty interesting. I know Ron Higgins is primarily an SEC guy, but we're going to ask him a little bit about the Big 12, see what his stance is and what his take is.
I got something quickly before you get it.
Yeah, go for it.
Just put it in the Google machine. I just asked the Google machine, give me an NBA player that can play on the FIFA World Cup. You want to know what it gave us?
Wemby.
Nope. It gave us Josh Hart as a midfielder, gave us DeMar DeRozan as a striker, and LeBron James as your goalkeeper. A side note.
Oh, I actually like that.
Side note, De'Aaron Fox, Ja Morant, and Russell Westbrook would be your wingers. That's what the Google just gave me.
I like LeBron as goalie. That's not bad. I mean, hey, if Zena at 41 can do it, LeBron can do it. How about
Josh Hart, man? The toughness of this guy, man, being a midfielder.
I mean,
shout out to Ja Morant on the wing, too, baby.
I would say my response to that is, dude, perfect, your move. Go and contact all these guys. Get yourself a little video. It'll be highly rated. That's a lot of NBA players out there playing a different sport. That would be definitely very interesting. But on the other side, we're going to be talking a lot of college football, maybe a little bit of Big 12 Media Days. We'll see what all Ron Higgins has to say, but don't go anywhere. That comes your way next on Wolo and Friends.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Unlock your new go-to spot, Codes Dispensary in Steele, Missouri, just over an hour from Memphis. When you're ready for a legal, reliable option, they're right up the road. Explore the full menu of top-shelf products in-store and online. Short on time? Order ahead and cruise through the drive-thru for a quick pickup. Stack rewards while you stock up with Club Codes. Earn points for every dollar spent. Codes Dispensary, now open in Steele, Missouri. Supreme cannabis that's worth the drive. Learn more at CodesDispensary.com. That's CodesDispensary.com.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders Roofing and Restoration. We've seen days, even what seems like weeks of soaking rain, damaging hail, and even flooding. So today, do one simple thing. Look up. If you see a water stain, bubbling paint, or discoloration on your ceiling, don't ignore it. What starts as a small roof leak can quickly become mold, turning a minor problem into a major expense. At Metro Builders Memphis, our professionals will inspect your roof, assess any storm damage, help mitigate further damage. We'll measure your roof from outer clutter space, and guide you through the repair or replacement process with an estimate on site with multiple options at that. Don't let them tell you your roof needs to be replaced when all it may need is some love. We'll give you an honest assessment so you can make the right decision for your home and family. At Metro Builders Memphis, call me, 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717, or simply book your appointment online at metrobuildersmemphis.com.
You know that feeling when something is supposed to be complicated and then it's not? That's the Dobbs Brothers way. For your new Chevrolet, there's no games, no runaround, no surprises. Just straight answers from people who actually mean them. Buying a car shouldn't feel like a battle. And at Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, it doesn't. Trust, transparency, and driving our community forward. That's the Dobbs Brothers way. Shop Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet of Bartlett today.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
All we hear is Radio Gaga, Radio Goo, Radio Gaga. All we hear is Radio Gaga.
Welcome back to Wolo and Friends. Landon here, filling in for Wolo for the remainder of the week. And in just a second, we're going to be talking with Ron Higgins, talking a lot of college football right now. But before we do so, this is really exciting, and I have to get Darian's take on this. So we were talking about here just a second ago of what NBA players would make a great soccer team. And I believe Darian not only has found the answer, but he has a full starting 11. Give us the quick rundown. Who are the 11 starting people who are going to be going up against Team USA in soccer?
Okay, all credit to Google AI mode, so this is not ours.
Google AI.
Goalkeeper, LeBron James, 6'9", 250. Defense, your left back, wing back, we're giving positions, people. Josh Hart. Your center back, Marcus Smart. Another center back, Bam Adebayo. Your right back is Derek White. In your midfield, you got Draymond Green as your defensive midfielder. Jimmy Butler as your center midfielder. De'Aaron Fox as your attacking midfielder. And on the attack, your strikers, you got Ja Morant on your left wing, DeMar DeRozan as your striker, and Russell Westbrook as your right winger.
Man, that's quite a compilation.
They would battle. I don't know if they would win,
They
but
would
they would battle.
They wouldn't win because that's NBA players trying to play soccer.
They set screens and charges, baby. They taking you out.
Well, you can only give so many yellow cards in one game. It is a contact sport, but it's not a
We'll
contact
play with 10.
sport. We're going to be playing with 8 at some point with a lot of the people on that team. But, let's first switch conversation and talk a lot of college football with Ron Higgins. Well, first, Ron, I'm sure you caught that. I don't know if you've been following the World Cup at all, but if you have, what was your take on Team USA finally coming to a close?
I think the other team was rather motivated last night.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, that's beautifully said.
Yeah, I think they're pretty motivated, and it kind of showed. I like the international concept with NBA players. That's good. You know, a lot of those international players in the NBA probably started their athletic careers playing soccer.
Yeah.
It's almost the first thing you get to, as in Europe, you do if you're a kid, is you're playing soccer first, and then it kind of goes to other areas. But that's the interesting concept. But yeah, Team USA got it handed to them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they went as far as they could go, what they had, and then you go against teams that are just more developed and considerably better. But you know, you have to take that first step first to get to that point. It's like anything. They always say in any sport, you have to learn how to win, which means teams just don't show up at the Super Bowl. They kind of advance year to year.
Right.
And I think that was with USA last night. They got a lesson. It didn't, of course, it didn't help it. You know, the other team was really, really, really motivated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this country has done a good job of hosting that event. I've covered soccer before internationally and in the Olympics, and it's a whole different crowd, man, when you go to a soccer game. And internationally, it's like more like a party that you hope will not break into a riot.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't said it any better. But yes, I fully agree. I think props to Team USA. It's one of the best performances in the World Cup that they've ever had. But I think this was as far as they were going to go. I would find it very hard to believe that they were going to get past Spain, like Darian mentioned, that hasn't even allowed a goal in the World Cup so far. So that would be really, really difficult for them to do so. Looking to college football right now, I would say we're officially entering college football season as Big 12 Media Days has officially kicked off today. And I know we're not exactly in Big 12 country, but what do you make of the Big 12 this year? What are the things that you're most looking forward to? What are things to just keep an eye out for these teams this year?
Well, Big 12 is an interesting league. It's kind of, as far as the Big 10 gets most of the pub, SEC gets most of the pub, and then I think the Big 10, a lot of times, because the conference kind of got dissolved, so to speak, in rebuilding, that it doesn't get as much attention, or it's kind of trying to rebuild from what it had. It's a hodgepodge of teams. That's the thing that really sticks out to me.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really. I mean, they're all over the place. And like I said, I told people one time that they said, what is it about the SEC that makes it different? I said, well, the SEC, all the members of the SEC, they're in states that all connect to each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're not different. But I'm looking at the Big 12. Texas Tech is still the best money team can buy. I mean, they're good, but if you just look at the scope of these teams, you got Texas Tech, you have BYU, you have Utah, you have UCF. I mean, Central Florida. You've got teams in every freaking time zone, and I kind of wonder. I guess as far as it's got to strain your budget and your travel budget, and I know people don't think of these things, but I do. And I wonder if it's worth it having that conference in different time zones, because unless you schedule wisely, you're not going to make much money off it, because you spend a lot of money on travel. But other than that, I think Texas Tech is a favorite this year again. I mean, it's hard to beat money they've spent. It really is. I mean, they put out money every year. Their whole thing is now that they're searching for a quarterback, and I think they got the guy from Oregon, the backup that the Oregon had, and of course Chris Sorsby's gone, which is a good thing. But I still think they're the favorite over BYU. But it is a strange conference. It's one of those conferences where you start looking at it and you don't know. It's just a wide variety of teams. And to me, if a conference is more located and teams are closer together, for some reason, you have a better grasp, because if you read about one team in a locale, you're going to read about another team geographically nearby. It's just people write about the teams that are near them. It sounds stupid, but it's true.
Yeah.
This is so spread out, it's just hard to get a grasp. And honest to God, I don't know how this conference keeps operating, because it's just this bizarre, the teams they have in it. There's not. I don't know if there's one natural rival in this thing. Maybe Baylor, Texas Tech, or Kansas, or some of the original Big 12 teams. Colorado, Oklahoma State, Kansas, Baylor. Some of the original Iowa State. I mean, TCU so much. Kansas State. Some of the original Big 12 teams are in there, and then you have this really mix that you're trying to figure out. What were they thinking adding these teams? Or unless they were just adding these teams. And honestly, as we know, I'm looking at these teams in this league. There's no reason the University of Memphis shouldn't be in this league.
Yeah. No.
Are you telling me that some place like Kansas State? How different is that from Memphis State? Honestly, how different is it? I mean, like comparable football teams, basketball teams are comparable. I mean, I don't understand how Memphis keeps getting passed over. because they've done everything. Even the Liberty Bowl has done everything to try to include the Big 12 in their game to try to attract that conference to Memphis. And I don't know why that conference was so reluctant to pick up Memphis. It boggles my mind. I don't understand that. If I can explain that to me, I'd like to know, but I don't understand that.
Yeah, no, I don't have an answer for you there either, and I think you're absolutely right. But that's also the scope and the landscape of college football as it is. I mean, you look at the Big Ten now; it's all scattered. You've got two teams that are on the West Coast that are somehow in the Atlantic Coast Conference. That doesn't make any sense to me, and will never make sense to me. But yeah, I think that's just the state of everything going on right now. Sticking with the Big 12 real quick though, a guy that we're fairly familiar with, former Florida quarterback DJ Lagway is now going to be doing the helm over at Baylor. How do you think that pairing and that fit's going to work out for DJ Lagway being the leader of the Bears now?
I hope it works a lot better for me. He was so scattered in the SEC. I mean, he had all this athletic talent, and maybe it wasn't all him. Maybe it was coaching too. Also,
Yeah.
I just wonder if he, if he'd stayed with John Summerall, that maybe he would have been developed. And I guess he didn't have enough faith in that. But I saw him, was it last year against LSU, threw like 4 interceptions or 5 interceptions. Just kept throwing interceptions.
It was a really bad performance.
Just kept chucking it up.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys with a lot of athletic talent, but it just seems like that either he's not being trained correctly mentally or he's just forcing stuff and he gets in a panic. I think a fresh start never hurts, and again, you want to see the guy do well. I mean, he's playing for a coach who I'm familiar with, Dave Aranda, who was a defensive coordinator at LSU on their 2019 team before he left. I think Aranda's a really good defensive coach, and I think he's really trying hard to get some offense. And signing this guy certainly helps if you can get him in the right frame of mind, and that's the whole thing. You've seen moments of brilliance from Lagway, and then you see moments of what is he doing? And again, all of that is coaching or Lagway or both. And so, if you're an athlete, you can go, I'm just going to try something different here. I'm going to go somewhere else and see I can reinvent myself, and maybe I do a place with new people, and not being prejudged right away. So it's a school that's always been kind of quarterback friendly. I mean, this Robert Griffin, of course, was a Heisman Trophy winner at Baylor, so it's always been a quarterback friendly school. It's always been an offense that's been fairly wide open. I mean, last year it averaged 451 yards, and so but it's a good offense. I mean, obviously it did 31 points, so it's always been offensively oriented. So I think he's looking for a place where he feels like we're going to, I can use my talents the best. I think he's a really good run RPO quarterback, and maybe this will fit him better.
Yeah, I think so. I guess we'll definitely just have to wait and see what's going on. But I think your assessment of the Big 12 is right on the money. It just seems like a hodgepodge, and so it should be interesting with a lot of eyes, a lot of drama surrounding Texas Tech. But that's who your favorite is to go all the way once again for the Big 12. But that's all the time we have for this week, Ron. Next week, Wolo's going to be back with us. But as always, it's such a pleasure talking college football with you, and we'll talk again soon.
Man, we're almost there. I'm getting fired up.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. Take care. We'll see you.
All right. See you later, Ron. That is our man, Ron Higgins. On the other side, just real quickly, we have to shift conversation once more and talk with the commercial appeal beat writer for your Tiger basketball team. Talk a little bit of Grizzlies with him as well. That's Jason Munns. He comes your way next on Wolo and Friends.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
A long life is wonderful, but it comes with changes as you age. So when you're ready to change your home, Town Village Audubon Park is the perfect choice. Incredible location, amazing amenities, including a pool, all-inclusive dining, and on-site medical care so you can age in place. Monthly rental with no buy-in lets you make current choices. Apartments include full kitchen, washer and dryer, bi-weekly housekeeping, and all basic utilities. Landscape courtyards make it easy to get sunshine and fresh air. Gated parking keeps you ready to go. And the Town Village Dog Park keeps your fur baby close by your side. Hi, I'm Max. My wife Jean and I moved into Town Village Audubon Park 18 months ago. It's the best decision we ever made. We have made friends here and take part in lots of social activities. It's a comfortable life. So if you're thinking of making a change, come see me and Town Village Audubon Park. I think you'll like it as much as we do. And look, new friends.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Hey, make some handle, take things over. Hey, let him loose, hard to swallow.
Welcome back into Wolo and Friends. Landon here with my man Darion, as we are going to be shifting our conversation to Tiger basketball. Talk a little bit of the Grizzlies with Jason Munns here in just a second, but kind of putting a wrap on things for the beginning of Big 12 Media Days. Big 12 Media Day is going to be pretty interesting. I think it is an interesting point that Ron made of kind of how the conference does seem to be a little bit scattered and just seems to be a hodgepodge of a lot of different teams. But I think there should be a lot of upside with the Big 12. He mentioned Texas Tech being the team that could potentially be another front runner again this year. But I think BYU has shown time and time again that they're a team that is going to continue to be contenders. They're going to continue to be a team that is going to go out there and really put it to people. Texas Tech was just the team that had their number last year. I also did want to mention as well that I was going to try to mention with Ron was the fact that Big 12 is also home now to the Holy War, one of the rivalries of college football, one of the rivalries of all time, as some people might say, between Utah and BYU. I think that's one of the more interesting rivalries out there. But that does lead me to a question, because I thought we were going to be talking with Jason Munns, but fortunately he's not going to be able to join us this morning. So it leads me to a question that I have been pondering all morning. So our friends over at Crane and Cone, they like to have these football conversations all the time. And then, I follow a bit of close to them. You can catch Jake Crane with John Harden very frequently on Mondays. And then you can also listen to David Cone with Sports Time in the afternoon. I believe he's going to be starting up with Sports Time here in just a little bit. But they had a conversation, I can't remember, a couple days ago, maybe just very recently, about what they believe to be, as of right now, the top 5 rivalries in college football. Now, the list and the order of these games may surprise you for some of these guys. I think David Cone, if I'm remembering this off the rip, and I'm going to be really surprised with myself if I do remember what it is, he had number 5 as the Holy War between Utah and BYU. Number 4, David Cone had the Iron Bowl. He had Alabama and Auburn at number 4. Number 3, I believe he had as Army Navy. I think that sounds right. And once again, this is David Cohn, not me. No. He had that at number 2, and then his number 1, and I think his unanimous number 1. And Darren, I want to see if you agree as well. Is Ohio State versus Michigan, known as the rivalry. What was his number 3? I know he cycled through it really quick. I think the big shock was the Iron Bowl as Alabama and Auburn. Oh, Oklahoma and Texas, Red River Shootout. Oklahoma and Texas being number 4 for him. Army Navy as number 3.
That's respect. That you just got to keep rolling.
It is respect.
You just got to say that one and keep rolling.
It is respect for the game. I just have always seen as like that's just the game to play on that day.
That's why you put it at 3. It's not 4 or 5, and it's not 1 2.
It's a perfect middle.
Yeah.
It is a perfect middle. Well, what's his buddy's
Well, you said
name?
that one was Ohio State and Michigan?
Ohio State
I
and
think
Michigan is
that's
the rivalry.
respect also, again, for a different reason. I mean, what, 3 out of the past 4, or was it 3 in a row straight national championships for Big Ten?
3 right now.
Yeah,
It was Michigan, Ohio State, and
Indiana, right? So if nothing else, the rivalry is back, better than ever because they're coming off a national championship recently.
That was David Cohn's point. Was he was saying the reason why that is such a good, because if you look at Ohio State over the past 20 years, they've been one of the most consistent teams in college football. Always a powerhouse, always a team to look out for. And the fact that the last 4 years, except for last year, that Michigan has somehow had their number, all with Jim Harbaugh, and then going out there with Sharon Moore escaping or stealing one from Ohio State that year as well. The fact that it's the closest thing that I can relate that to that makes a lot of sense in my mind is for high school football, Houston versus Collierville. Houston versus Collierville, that's the kind of rivalry that is. It doesn't matter if Collierville to that point is 11-0. It doesn't matter if Houston is 3-5. That game is going to be close.
Are you sure it didn't Arlington, Collierville?
No.
I heard this argument came up at Action News 5, actually. Who was Collierville's rival? Is it Arlington? Because
Houston.
Arlington is building
Classy
a new
versus
facility, and
trashy.
apparently they are mimicking Collierville.
Do they have a title for their rivalry?
I don't know. I wasn't in it,
The answer is no.
I wasn't in it. This was a
Houston
conversation.
and Collierville is classy versus trashy, where the students go out there and Houston dresses up in suits and nice attire, and then Collierville goes out there decked out in camo and everything. When you have a title,
I forget you're on the Houston side.
yeah. So I went there for 4 years. Let's go, and I don't think we ever lost to Collierville too. So in your face, but still, that's besides the point. That rivalry is we might have 1 year. No, actually, we did freshman year. Our team was real bad, but we steadily.
So the Arlington thing, when I go back to work, I can say that's not a thing.
I have never known Arlington and Collierville to be big rivals. Sure, they're great competitors, but I've never known them to be huge rivals.
You know about their new facility they're building, though, right?
Well,
it's supposed to mimic. From the argument that I heard, it's supposed to mimic what Collierville is doing out there. It's supposed to be bigger and better.
Right now out there, it's the University of Collierville. So I guess the University of Arlington is
apparently they're trying to step their football game up. But that doesn't
necessarily equate that.
But they do have the Super Bowl MVP, right?
I mean they do, but we beat them. We beat them as Houston High School. We beat Arlington with Kenneth Walker back there.
Y'all did?
Yeah, we did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Claim to fame. What? Yeah. I'm just kidding. But no. I've never, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not exactly 100% in on the Arlington lore. I just knew I always hated playing there because it's on the opposite side of Memphis, and I just didn't like.
I think you solidified it for me because the masses were saying no, and someone in Channel 5 was like, Arlington is Collierville's rival, and they're like, no, it's Houston Collierville. So okay, I get you.
Yeah, no, it's Houston Collierville. Houston Germantown is the big rival as well. but I mean, you're also asking the wrong guy in high school.
Oh, you were in it? No,
I was in it, but in high school football, I could care less. I mean, when I would walk around the hallways and people would be decorating everything, it would remind me who I'm playing that week because sometimes I wouldn't even know.
You ever stuff a kid in a locker?
No.
Okay. Just wanted to catch you slipping.
No,
apparently you were a bully football player.
No, apparently this is something that I learned, and I didn't mean to make this a segment about me and my high school experience.
We didn't mean to make it anything. We're a substitute for Muzzy, so smile and talk.
Yeah, that's very true. But no, apparently I was told that I was unapproachable in high school because I have a very bad RBF. And people would see me and they'd be like, "Man, you look just so mad all the time." And I was like, "Well, I'm not. I'm just walking around trying to get to class and whatnot." And they were just like, and so it wouldn't be until I would sit next to people in class that they would be like, "I would have never expected that you were so funny and happy."
You are nuts, man.
And I was just like, "Sorry, I don't wear a smile down the hallways. It's high school. I'm trying to get from point A to point B as quickly as I can. So my bad. I'll try to smile more." But
the RBF almost said, "This is Wolo and friends. We'll be back tomorrow."
Yeah, well, I mean, we will be. We will be back tomorrow. But anyways, I guess back to the conversation right now. Are there any games in college football that we're missing? I know a big rivalry as well. That's a big in-state one is Florida State Miami. That's a huge one as well. But I'm trying to think of any other rivalries that have maybe fallen off that once had like that big glamour. Like I'm thinking Florida State as well, ending the year with that. But
that was huge. That was always
huge. But I feel like it's lost a
lot.
My apologies.
Of its was the Iron Bowl in the top 5?
Iron Bowl for me.
Not sure the list we were given. Was that inside the top 5? The Iron Bowl?
Yeah. David Cohn had it as 4.
That was 4. Okay.
Blaine Crane had it as his number 1, I believe. And then Jake Crane.
But you know why though. Those guys are Auburn Bama guys.
Oh, they are. And their main reasoning was when there's a rivalry inside your own state that the hatred is just that much more prevalent and it's way worse. It's like brothers fighting amongst brothers and it hits more home. The whole rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State is you got to go, across state lines or something to go find your enemy or something like that. I can see both sides of the equation. For me, the answer is clear. It's Hawaii UNLV. The battle of the. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
And I almost played your music on you again. All right, man. Let me save you. All right. You got a goat that's about to be on the pitch. Before we get out of here, give me some winners. I got Argentina and Egypt, and I got Switzerland and Colombia. Give me some, baby.
Give me Argentina. Argentina's got that in the bag. I think Egypt makes it close and make it a good competition, but I think Messi and the completeness of this Argentina team is way too good. Switzerland and Colombia. I'm not entirely sure. I can see that game going either which way, but I think I'm going to have to give the edge to Colombia in that one. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm predicting Argentina and Colombia moving on from there. That is going to do it for us today. We're back bright and early with you tomorrow. A lot of guests are going to be out, so it'll be me and Darian rocking with you on a lot of different topics, a lot of interesting things that I want to go over and talk about, but it should be an interesting day. Don't go anywhere. Happy Hour with Johnny Radio is coming up right around the corner. You've got Darian. This is a terrible song. You can turn it off as soon as you possibly want to. You got Jarrett J. Ham, Happy Hour with Johnny Radio, and hopefully not this song, but as always, it's going to be a good day, my friends.